And so the thing is, don't pull your parachute like I did. Good news for you guys, and the good news for me, is that I did cut my cord. I cut everything when I realized what I was doing. And I continued to fall again. I told you guys I came here not 2 years ago, and I was broke, super broke. I think I had not super broke, I had $1,000 and a $900 mortgage and a car payment, 2 car payments and insurance and everything. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I talked to Craig for 17 minutes, because that's about all the time he had. And I implemented what he said, and in that course of time, I've gotten to where I'm at today, which is, it's nuts to me. So that falling fast part is what happens is, if you don't pull your cord, guys, right when you are about to hit the ground, and I won't lie to you, sometimes you're gonna hit the ground. But right before you hit the ground, your wings open up. The wings that God intended for all of us, which is why we say God, family, and business. I can tell you guys that when I focus on business, family, and then God, well, as you heard, I was just failing, you know. I have an ex-wife, by the way, who I was here trying to build business the wrong way, just doing whatever I wanted to get by on my natural ability. And she was at home using drugs and almost killing my kids. So had I been focused on God first and then focused on my family, I don't know to this day if I would have been able to save her or not. But when I did get focused, she was gone. She still is. Thank God. It's weird to say, but she's gone. And so I've got my 2 boys. I'm now happily remarried, and now I've got a beautiful daughter. Life is great. I can provide for my family. My wings have opened because I almost hit the ground, and I soared. Some would say I did hit the ground if I was on food stamps. No, I mean, I guess I did, you know. But maybe on the bounce, your wings come out. The point is, don't pull the ripcord, guys, okay? Find your why. You already know the how, and you all know what we do. And I promise you guys will succeed. Now, listing appointment. You're going to be my client, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, first and foremost, you guys have asked enough questions to know that you should be on a listing appointment now. You know that the payoff is in line with the comps that you've run, so you know that they're not upside down in their payment. You know what their hopes, goals, and dreams are. Understand that you're making dreams come true. So when you walk into that appointment, you're a dream maker. You need to have that confidence. So you're going to walk in and you're going to take over this appointment. Because if you don't, the sellers are going to walk all over you. They're going to take up all of your time, and they may not list with you. And you're going to go in, I spent 2.5 hours and I did not get that listing. What just happened? So, popped in. It's 3:49, and our appointment is at 3:49. May I come in?
Sure can.
Excellent.
Come on in.
Beautiful house. I really love what you've done. You've got a projector, drop-down ceilings, and fluorescent lights. It's pretty bottom. I like it. You know, I'd like to take you over here to the kitchen table and have you take a seat. Would you mind?
Sure.
Excellent. Now here, I actually I know I'm here supposed to be working and doing a job for you, but I actually have some work for you to do. So I brought my pen. And what I need you to do is I'm going to have you fill this out, all the information you can. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just take a cruise through your house. I'm going to look at it through a buyer's eyes because I've worked with hundreds of buyers. I
Okay,
know
go
exactly
ahead.
what it is buyers. Oh, well, great, perfect. I really appreciate that. So I know exactly what buyers are looking for. I've worked with hundreds of them. So I'm going to look at them through a buyer's eyes, and that way I don't get jaded or tainted on my numbers by allowing you, Mrs. Seller, to influence my viewpoint of your house. Because you're going to sell it to me all the beauty, and I'm going to feel it too, and then I might inappropriately price your home too high, and then I'll be doing you a disservice. Boom. If they don't accept that, what we do? I haven't seen that accept that, so that's the point. So then you roll through the house.
And did you give her this? I'm sorry.
I did. I gave her that. So she's actually right now, she's writing down, and she's telling me everything I need to know about her previous experiences, so that I can make sure that I don't do that. And then what I did before I came, this is the great part I wanted to show you, is I had already written down 3 prices for a house. This is actually a real listing appointment right here. I wrote down 3 prices that I had for a house, not having seen it, and just going on comps. And then I wrote a number. I wrote 6 months price. I wrote 6 months. Always write 6 months. I wrote 90 days. 90 days. And I wrote 30 days. You might notice there's a drastic difference in these prices. We all know price sells homes. So in this one it's $419 I felt like would take 6 months to sell. $399, maybe about 3 months, 90 days. $386.9, 45 days in this neighborhood in particular. So I changed that one up a little bit. And either way, I knew that the number I wanted to land on was somewhere between 409 and 419. This is all for me at first here. And so this was actually all that was written when I showed up to the house. Now, I changed it because thank God the house was better than I thought, so that happened. So anyways, you have these 3 numbers. So now you've toured the house, you've looked at it, you've got your numbers. Now you know which number it should be because you've looked at all the finishes, and you're sitting back down with her. So you come back to your table. Okay, great. So you finished doing all your homework?
I was working on the second one.
Oh. Finish that out, finish that out. I'll let you finish your work. Let me get my life together over here.
And
So,
Patrick, you got those 3 prices from looking at the MLS and comps.
yep, from running the comps.
Comparables, square footage, and things like that.
20% both ways,
Time on
1 stories or
market.
2 stories, whether the master was down or not. I've now walked through the house. Let's say this was a 2-story. I now see that it has granite. It's got crown molding. The master is down. It's got 18 by 18 inch tiles. Turn. And so I sit down with her, which might be painful. Okay.
So long.
Perfect. So take that time. It's nice and quiet for a reason. You're reading that, you're taking that in, and you're making sure you remember all of this, and then you just turn it upside down, and you do the opposite of what a bad experience may have. So she wrote here, the most important thing she's looking for in a listing agent is communication and facts on a listing price. So I know when I talk to her, I'm gonna start talking to her about square footage. I'm gonna talk to her about facts. I'm gonna definitely talk about how appraisers look at a home, because she just said that she wants facts on a listing price. She doesn't want me just to say, trust me, I got it, you know? I now know that because she wrote it that way. Her prior experience, they sold 2 houses, bad experiences, and then lots of rentals. So I'm gonna definitely emphasize my 14-point marketing plan. I'm gonna definitely emphasize why I sell homes so that they understand that they're not gonna have a bad experience with me because of my, see, the emotion comes in, the why. And then I'm gonna make sure that I communicate with her when after she signs my appointment. I'm gonna make sure that I email her, talk to her by phone, and she's cool with text, and weekly about anything. Awesome part about this, I can fit her into my 11 to 12 o'clock block of calling sellers, so which weekly is good for her. Now, Mrs. Seller, I have looked at your beautiful home, and I actually came here with 3 prices in mind, and I know that you probably have a price in mind for what you need to sell and would like to sell, and so I want to show you these 3 prices. Which of those 3 would you like to choose?
The highest one.
419.
Yep.
Okay, you know, and honestly, you're just like me and everybody else. You want to get the most money, right, for your home, and hopefully, I left the part out, guys. I've emailed them a pre-listing packet the day before or however long before after I scheduled this appointment, and it's the Michael Lewis Marketing Suite one. I don't reinvent the wheel. I pulled out some pages, but it goes over the graph of time on market versus days on market and price and what happens with that, which is that it goes down. And so that's why I wrote 6 months, 90 days, 30 days, those different prices. And so now that she's picked the highest price, which I know I'm not going to be able to get her, or maybe I can, we've asked enough questions. Now, for this example, she wants to move in 2 months. That's her plan. She wants to be in Colorado with her husband in 2 months. That's literally this listing point. So yeah, it just went on. And so she wants to be there in 2 months, and she just picked the 6-month price. And so what you don't have written out is the word months. You just have the number 6. And that way when they pick that, you say, well, much like you, I'm the same. I would like to get more money, obviously. Now, if you reviewed my pre-listing packet that I sent you and asked you to review, you'll have noticed a graph where price and days on market have a direct correlation, meaning the longer a home sits on the market, the lower price you get. And so this 6 that I have written next to this 419, well, that's representative, unfortunately, of 6 months on the market. Hey, Joe. There you go. So I wouldn't be sitting in front of you at all, Joe, if I hadn't already run the numbers and based on the payoff that you gave me. So the good news is that I can get you money. You're walking with the money, and I can get you to your husband ASAP. However, based on what you now know from the graph, 6 months is what it might take me to get you that home. And more importantly, 6 months is more days on market. And so we'll come on at 419, and I'll do my best to market it with my 14-point marketing plan to get that job done. However, from the research, it's going to take 6 months. And so also from the research and what I know and the data, that states that time on market means price goes down. And so ultimately, if I come on at 419, in 3 months, I'm going to be asking you for a price reduction to this number, to this 399 number. Now, you've already told me you want to be in Colorado in 2 months. So when I call you in 3 months, we're a month overdue already, am I right?
Right. Okay, let's go with the middle one. I have some time, but I want to get out of here as soon as possible.
Perfect. So, this is where it stops, by the way. That 90-day number, our average days on market right now are about 59. They can be up to 90. There was a time when it really was 6 months. She's done what you want. She's got the number you want, $399. She's in a price point below 400. She's not at the crazy 419 that you put up there, and she doesn't want the lower number, obviously. The cool part is, when you guys do your research, all of these numbers actually net her enough money to walk no matter what, and that's what's great about it. And so you can come in with a realistic price and get what you want. Now, this research you see here this is a literal listing appointment. I chose to actually tell her we could go on at 409 because I walked through the house and I quickly adjusted my numbers because it was beautiful. And so anyhow, if they pick the 399 though, before you do all of that, not to take advantage of anybody, but jump on it. Because the thing is, you run the numbers. She's going to walk with the money that she wants. You can get it sold faster, and you can get her to her dreams faster, and you're doing your job. So she's picked $399. She just said that. Do not do anything else at this point. You can show them the comps if they are arguing the numbers a little bit. That's what the tablet's for. You pull this out. You go over the comps with them. You show them the prices so that they can justify it for themselves, and then still pick that number. If you don't have to, you immediately take the listing paperwork, you slide it over, and you start going through it with them. You know, Joe, this is your name. You are the seller. This is my name, Patrick.
But you would use your pad at this point.
At this point, actually, I take paper. The only paper I take is the listing agreement.
Oh, you do
I
take.
print out all the required documents for Keller Williams and need to be uploaded. I don't do that on the tablet. I have done it on a tablet, and the reason I don't is because I've had some technical malfunctions where the signatures aren't working, or SIP form is not working, or download's doing something crazy, and then now you look like an idiot and you're not getting it done. And so I don't do that. I take paper still for that. Also, for y'all's sake, uploading documents to our office, when you have them all done and you leave the list appointments one, you just walk down to that scanner
Scan it
deal
in.
down there, email it to yourself, upload it to Paperless, 2 minutes, or send it to your transaction coordinator, whichever, whatever.
So why would you show them the highest number if you're gonna tell them that you're gonna have to lower it?
Well, first and foremost, I want them to feel like they're picking the price, not me. And so I show them those numbers. And I show them that high number so then I can actually show them those facts, which everybody likes facts.
Mhm.
And so I also come off very knowledgeable because I let them know I can go for this number. We can. And I do believe I can get that. Just so you know, for that house, I do believe I can get it. I can get it. The thing is, it doesn't line up with their goals. So you need to ascertain their goals
Okay, so
prior
if I
to the
change my goals, I'm good with that.
I can wait 6
Just
months.
being my
Then-
husband, I
then
want
you-
that one.
Then you immediately set expectations. I will absolutely list 419. I want you to know that 10 days, no showings, no offers, we really need to reevaluate the price and probably come back down to something more realistic. And maybe we'll go down to 409, 405. But if you have the 6 months to give me, I've got the energy and an attitude to give it a shot. And we all know that high number is so high that they're not going to get showings in 10 days. So all that's going to fall in line, and then they come back down to where you want it anyways. So great question, by the way. So that's why you show them that high price. You're letting them pick the number.
So did you show them FCMA before or send it to them before?
I do not send them a CMA before because I don't like them to do their own research and come to their own conclusions. I do this specifically, and if they have questions about these numbers, like expensive, that's when the tablet comes out. Because that's what I'm gonna show, that's the only reason. I'm justifying it by showing them pictures of comps in their neighborhood, what they sold for and how long it took, so that they can understand how I got to these numbers.
So what would you have sent me ahead of time? That I
The pre-listing packet
Yeah.
is just, it shows how we market homes, it shows how Keller Williams is the best, how we sell 1 in 5 homes in every price point in the area. It shows, especially as you guys have grown your business, it'll show how many listings you've sold this year, how many buyers you've worked with this year. It'll show, if you use the Michael Lewis marketing suite, which I'm saying this over and over, so you guys need to do it. It's part of what we get, it's free. And $91 a month. But it actually has all these cool pictures and graphics and info and infographics. It shows that we syndicate out to like a bajillion sites, 300 sites. It shows our marketing game plan. It has the 14 steps in there. It has everything. It shows that we have 150 or 40,000 agents across the world. And so if it comes to that point, hopefully they've already read it. I really impress upon them that I need them to do that before I get there. That way they know. And then if there's any apprehension here, I start explaining to them more about what I do. And so just so you guys know, if you noticed, when she picked that price and I handed her the paperwork to sign, we were already done. That would have been 15 minutes. Now, the next 20 minutes, because now she's asking questions, is spent, I justified it with my tablet with the comps, so now she understands, so we're on the same page, and then I revert back to what I've sent her in the pre-listing packet, and I let her know how I sell homes. I go to the 14-point marketing plan, which is, you all know what it is. I'm gonna do all of this, I'm gonna do all of this for you, I'm gonna put a sign in the yard, I'm gonna call these people. Keller Williams is the biggest brokerage in the world. We have offices worldwide. The cool part is I've dialed into a network, so I actually have agents, this is the truth, you guys need to do it too. I have agents that I work with, Joe, that are in California and that are in Manhattan. I have agents in Alabama, but the Manhattan and the LA ones are the ones that are important to you. The reason that is because prices are so high there that they're buying homes like yours, even at $400,000 as an investment. So the first thing I do when I leave your house, depending on what time it is, I'm gonna call my friend, agent, Keller Williams agent in LA, and I'm gonna see what investors they have that would buy your home as a rental, believe it or not, and rent it out. And then I'm gonna call my guy in Manhattan and see if he has somebody for me. It's because I have built a network with our company, because we are the biggest and the best. And that's how we are able to sell so many homes here in San Antonio in all price points, because we have a bigger network than any other brokerage. You work with a boutique brokerage, you've got just their local info. I work at, I'm gonna throw one more thing at you guys. I work at Keller Williams Heritage, where we have your listing, your lead. So this is if you have to sell yourself a little bit, guys. I'll be done in 20 minutes. So what I want you to do, Joe, is, you can do it if you want right now, I don't know. You don't have to, I'll give you an example, but I want you to jump on Realtor.com. I want you to pull up, insert address here. So I want you guys to make your focus to get a listing, okay? Get a listing, and then get 10 more. Because you have them jump on Realtor.com and type in, I want more info about whatever address you give them, and then show them that 3 seconds later, and it is 3 seconds by the way, 3 seconds later, that lead comes into you. And you show them that, boom, and they're like, wow, that was fast. And then you say, exactly. Now, let me ask you a question. Who better to sell your home than me, who was meeting with your husband in 60 days or less? I've been in your home, I understand your home, I know everything about it, and more importantly, with Keller Williams Heritage, I've got my listing, my lead. So your home comes straight to me. If I were another brokerage, any other brokerage, that listing's that lead's gonna go to an agent, one of 4, and he's gonna take them in, ask them questions about what they're looking for, and then he's gonna email them 10 or 20 more homes and let them look at everything, and then he's gonna take them shopping. When that lead comes to me, myself, I'm gonna talk to that lead and I'm gonna sell your home. And dang it, Joe, if I can't sell it because they really don't want it, well then I'm gonna show them some other homes. So again, who more important to sell your home, me or the guy at RE/MAX?
The guy on email.
Who cares more, right? And if they say that, walk out. You don't need her to sell. But really though, when you do that stuff, and I want you guys to remember this, your listing, your lead, because I do that. As soon as we locked that down, we had 5 Street, which wasn't that long ago. Do that. Have them jump on and do a listing. So get listings, guys. This is awesome. When they see that thing coming in 3 freaking seconds, and it comes straight to your phone, and you explain like, I don't miss out on leads. Like this is it right here. Bam, they got it. And then also what they get in return when they do that and test it with you is they also get your autoresponder. So you can point out to them, hey, if I'm out showing houses or whatever, I still haven't lost it because the person thinks that I'm speaking with them via text and email immediately because they get an instant response. And then, in between my showings, this is for you guys that are going to be working with buyers still, I will jump on the phone, call them, lock down that buyer, schedule the appointment to show your house, and then finish up my showings and then go do that. And so when you can relay all of this or convey all of this technology that we use and how we use it and how we have it, it's over. And this is when they're being rebutted. This is when they're giving you objections. This is when they are not wanting to sign immediately. You have all these things to show them that we have. And these are things that we have, guys. I've worked at the smaller brokerages less than 2 years ago where we didn't have any of this kind of stuff. So when it was, why should I work with you, it was because, you know, and that was really it, you know, because there was nothing to support it, you know, nothing other than my energy. I mean, sometimes I won those listings, but that's exactly how I do those, straight up. The first part that she did, by the way, guys, that's 90% of them. They pick the price, you hand them the listing paperwork.
What was the lowest price?
The lowest price here was $386. The high one was $419, and the mid was $399. Now, all of these prices are based on comps I've ran, and they are within the realm of possibility. Especially lower is always possible, whatever, you know. But what was most important is that I know that their payoff was $240, and so I know that after realtors and all possible proceeds, and even if I failed at my job and the buyer got all closing costs and everything they wanted in their favor, that they were still going to walk with $80,000, $90,000, and that was more than enough for them, you know.
So do you really show her a net sheet at any point in time, or you just know this, like?
Yes, so the net sheet part, now that I know the price that she's chosen, I will show her a net sheet, because I've also printed a net sheet based on those 3 prices, and then sometimes my net sheets have lots of scribbles on them, and then Hank gets a little bit mad, because it's not quite an initial one, so you guys will learn about Hank pretty soon. But absolutely, I'll show them the net sheet after we sign the listing paperwork, at that price that she just picked out, and I'll show them exactly what she.
But you already know their payoff and everything.
I already know the payoff. Yeah,
Okay.
you guys.
You got that before the appointment.
Before the appointment, when you guys were on the phone, and
Where did you get that from? I'm sorry.
I asked them on the phone. So when I was getting the listing appointment, I said, "What is your payoff?" Some people are apprehensive. They're like, "Oh, well, why don't you just tell me what it'll sell for?" And then you can let them know. Well, you know, I value your time as much as mine, and I would hate to come out there and waste an hour of your life. Only for you to find out, or for me to find out, that you have to spend $20,000 that you don't have to come to the closing table. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, my payoff is $160, you know, and then they tell you, and then you run all the numbers, you've got everything ready to go, you've done your research, you know what homes can sell for, you know what 90 days will do, you know what 45 days will do, you know the average days on market, because it tells you all of that when you run the comps, and you come prepared. Those numbers are all real. And then, like I said, you might make adjustments when you're walking around the house. My $399 that she picked in this example, that was awesome. That's cool. In reality, on this appointment when I went, I added notes to it because I thought 409 was actually very doable, and that, I think I will
This
get
is
her.
so important right there. People's emotions and everything. Everybody knows in this room that I'm closing on a house, right? Well, my purchase was an emotional purchase pretty much based on my husband. Because he wanted to, whatever the list price was, I'll just pay that. And you know how hard it is to try to, your client being your husband, tell him no? Because I did the CMAs on this house, and even though they brought the house down, we got closing costs, and we got a lot of non-realty items, big items like riding lawnmowers and everything in the deal. Well, the appraisal came back. They had to drop the house another $10,000.
And then they suddenly don't want to pay closing costs.
They're giving us everything else that I asked for. But you've got people. I mean, when you don't price something right and it comes back. I mean, and the seller already found his new house. He already put deposits down, so he had no choice but to
Yep.
bring
And
it down.
that's-
So now I'm happy because that's what the price
And
was.
that
that
worked
I
out for
wanted.
you, and that's also
It did.
fiduciary that you're just talking about. You know, if you come in here with wrong numbers entirely, like she just said, that seller had already put money down on another house. If their listing agent was terrible and didn't do the research and ask the right qualifying questions before even going on the appointment, and then doing the proper CMA and understanding it, then he could lose his earnest money. He's stuck in his house. He just nothing works out. Nothing works out.
Is there a video similar to
Of
this
this?
on Keller, or is this your thing?
It's not my thing. I'm happy to say that. That's what I love. Don't reinvent the wheel. This is a bold thing. The bold class that everybody talks about, you may have heard about.
So it's secret society stuff.
Society stuff. Well, I shared it with you. It's not that secret. But
I wish I would
learned
have
it in
been
bold.
videoing you, but I didn't know if that was proper.
Don't worry
or
about
not,
it.
so-
Listen, when I have the time, and it's very often, I do take new agents with me on listing appointments. So
Randy, we got you.
Oh, awesome.
Well, so I would, if I was the
Oh, you
seller,
videoed it. Cool.
I
Yeah,
would say,
sorry.
how did you pick those
I didn't
three
sign off on
prices? Like, why such?
I'll blur your face out.
Hold on. What did you say?
If I was the seller and you showed me the three prices, I would say, how did you come up with those prices?
And when you
Because,
say how,
Yeah,
that's when you're referencing the tablet. So you're always hoping for the person that just picks a price, and it's one of the ones that you know all of your numbers are